work today.
Come on, bro. You probably G League's MVP. You let your little brother do you like this? Little bro.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
He had to show off that NBA strength on little bro. Put him in that post. Freaking much. Look at this fake car. I was just and cut the camera. He was ready to fight his own brother. I'm like, hey,
What kind of training should I do
Bryce
next?
James accomplished something that you never done. Turn around, put jump into the game, man. Come off the screen. Oh my goodness, good ball
I
placement.
motion that
Turn
we
around,
ask Miss
jumping is
Bulma to
good.
cook something for us.
I mean,
I'll show you, just
like,
wait.
I can't really point on what his and ticking.
Has
They need
the
a big
repairs
shot
to
right
the
here.
peel-off
You don't know what
machine
to do with the
finished
ball.
yet?
Shot contested. Like you, just some light.
With the
you
Dragon
feel me?
Balls, we can wish for anything we wanted.
Hold the game.
Really wish I could cure my boredom.
All time. They two pieces, but I know like to buy good shit. Great on that. Click bullshit. Rotate. Damn dang. Straight jump. You already know what this is. You gotta go.
Check it out. It's a new kind of tablet.
What kind of training should I do next? So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Wheeze, I'm starving over here.
I want to see.
With the Dragon Balls, we can wish for anything we wanted.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
No way.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
So what can that thing do anyway? Yep, it's all set.
Ready to roll when you are, sire.
What if I told you Nico Harrison's biggest mistake wasn't trading away Luka Doncic? Nico Harrison is the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, and it's safe to say he did a
Wow,
terrible
you got all
job
kinds of
trading
cool
Luka
stuff,
Doncic.
Trunks.
Kyrie Irving was the entire Dallas offense, and since February 3rd, he was averaging
Wheeze,
40
I'm
minutes
starving
per game.
over here.
Easily the reason why he suffered a torn ACL.
Yep,
But it
it's
gets
all
so
set.
much worse than this. Not only did Anthony Davis get injured in his first game with the Dallas Mavericks, at the trade deadline, the Dallas Mavericks made another boneheaded trade, trading Quentin Grimes for Caleb Martin. And guess what? Not only did Caleb Martin get hurt, but Quentin Grimes has absolutely broken out for the Philadelphia 76ers, averaging over 32 points, 5 boards, and 4 assists per game, while shooting 40% from three in his last 6 games.
Check it out. It's a new kind of tablet.
The Dallas Mavericks. With all the terrible decisions he's made in just the last few months alone, you wouldn't be shocked
So
to find
what can that thing do anyway?
Nico Harrison's biggest mistake was trading away Luka Doncic. Nico
Wheeze, I'm starving over here.
Villains discussed which cities are their favorite to steal from, which was pretty chill until the new guy interrupted, stating that he thinks it's Central City because the Flash is all hype. They couldn't believe what he just said and tried convincing him otherwise, basically telling him that Gotham is easy because it's chaotic and Coast City is not a challenge because the lanterns are barely there.
I motion that
However,
we
when he
ask Miss
insisted on
Bulma to
Central
cook
City, they
something
began
for us.
explaining to him why the big guys never go there, telling him how Joker once got so embarrassed that he never stepped a foot in there ever again, or the time Condiment King tried robbing the main bank in
Check
the
it
city and
out.
instantly
It's a
got
new
thrown
kind
in
of
the desert, where
tablet.
he then ended up spending a whole year just to get home, and then brought up the magician Mordru, who once took a lollipop from a kid, making Flash chase him through multiple dimensions till they reached the end of the universe.
I
to get
motion
rid
that
of
we
the
ask Miss
lollipop
Bulma
back.
to
Jordan
cook
basically
something
told
for
him
us.
that Batman might break his bones and Superman might toss you in prison, but Flash is the worst because he just gives you time and straight up embarrasses you. The guy then stated that it's all rumors because all this money he's playing poker with is stolen from a bank right next to the Flash Museum, which just shocked them
I'll
completely
show
as they
you,
heard a
just
knock on the
wait.
door and
With the
immediately knew who
Dragon
it is.
Balls,
A group
we
of
can
DC
wish for
villains
anything
discussed
we
which cities are
wanted.
their favorite
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
Far, without Christianity, everything looks the same.
Morning, Brian. Hey, where's your yarmulke?
Morning, Dr. Sun.
Morning, Dr. Dan.
What kind of training should I do next?
Because Christianity never happened. Judaism became the dominant faith, and I have zero problem with it.
What more sweater shops in this reality?
Yeah, there's a billboard for the normal Mrs. Maisel. A Jewish world is much better than a Christian one. There are no absurd, stifling rules driving everyone crazy.
It's almost sundown, so let's turn off our
I
devices
wanna
and walk 3
see.
miles to temple.
What?
Ha! You were saying, Brian?
We have to go back in time and stop Moses from receiving the Ten Commandments.
Wow,
Judaism
you
nor
got all
Christianity
kinds
will
of
ever
cool
exist.
stuff, Trunks.
Done.
How'd you do that so fast?
I gave Moses $20 to walk away.
Happy November 25th. Only 30 shopping days till nothing.
It did work. Fine. A world with no religion. A world without religion is a world.
I
that
motion that we
values
ask
reason
Miss
and logic
Bulma
better
to
world
cook
for
something for
I'm
us.
not gonna let some two-bit boomer, yeah, you heard me, tell us otherwise.
So
I
far,
wanna
Christianity,
see.
everything looks the same.
Morning, Brian. Hey, where's your yarmulke?
Morning, Dr. Sun.
Morning, Dr. Dan.
Oh my God, they're all Jewish because Christianity never happened.
Judaism became the dominant faith, and I have zero problem with it.
What more sweater shops in this reality?
Yeah, there's a billboard for the normal Mrs. Maisel. A Jewish world is much better than a Christian one. There are no absurd, stifling rules driving everyone crazy.
It's almost sundown, so let's turn off our devices and walk 3 miles to temple.
What?
Ha! You were saying, Brian?
We have to go back in time and stop Moses from receiving the Ten Commandments. That way, neither Judaism nor Christianity will ever exist. On it.
Yep, it's all set.
How'd you do that so fast?
I gave Moses $20
Ready to roll when you are, sire.
Happy November 25th. Only 30 shopping days till nothing.
It did work. Fine.
Check
A world
it
with no
out.
religion,
It's a new
world
kind
without
of
religion is a
tablet.
world that values reason and logic to better the world for everyone.
And I'm not gonna let some two-bit boomer, yeah, you heard me, tell us otherwise.
So far, without Christianity, everything looks the same.
Morning, Brian. Hey, where's your yarmulke?
Morning, Dr. Sun.
Morning, Dr. Dan.
Excellent! Then our latest plan is already in motion.
Judaism became the dominant faith, and I have zero problem with it.
What more sweater shops in this reality?
Yeah, there's a billboard
Ready
for
to
the
roll
normal
when
Mrs.
you are,
Maisel.
sire.
A Jewish world is much better than a Christian one. There are
What
no
kind of
absurd,
training should I do
stifling
next?
rules driving everyone crazy.
It's almost sundown, so let's turn off our devices and walk 3 miles to temple.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Are the repairs to the peel-off machine finished yet?
Really wish I could cure my boredom.
I'll show you. Just wait. This thing is so cool.
Excellent! Then our latest plan is already in motion.
I want to see. I want to see.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Yep, it's all set. Check it out. It's a new kind of tablet.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Excellent! Then our latest plan is already in motion.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Wow, you got all kinds of cool stuff, Trunks.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
With the Dragon Balls, we could wish for anything we wanted.
Really wish I could cure my boredom.
So, what can that thing do anyway?
What kind of training should I do next?
Yep, it's all set. I want to see. Yep, it's all set. I want to see.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
I want to see.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
Whis, I'm starving over here.
What kind of training should I do next?
This thing is so cool!
What kind of training should I do next?
Me too! Let's eat!
I want to see.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
So, what can that thing do anyway?
Ready to roll when you are, sire.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Check it out! It's a new kind of tablet!
Now that that's out of the way, I think it's about time we found something to snack on.
Yep, it's all set.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
So, what can that thing do anyway?
Ready to roll when you are, sire.
I'll show you, just wait! I'll show you, just wait!
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
Really wish I could cure my boredom.
With the Dragon Balls, we could wish for anything we wanted.
I'll show you. Just wait.
Whis, I'm starving over here.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
This thing is so cool!
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
This thing is so cool!
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us.
Wow! You got all kinds of cool stuff, Trunks! Wow! You got all kinds of cool stuff, Trunks! I'll show you. Just wait.
What kind of training should I do next?
Ready to roll when you are, sire.
So, what can that thing do anyway?
So Lord Beerus and the others were here.
Me too. Let's eat.
It's good to see you, Dad. Hey, hey, my turn now. Believe me, I still got it.
I must forego the niceties of battle. Don't hold this against me.
I've overcome my greatest weakness. Now I am invincible. No more games. X power. Alrighty then. Today, I'll be in charge of your training.
We will both continue to get stronger and stronger, don't you think?
Not bad. No more games. X power. I am its creator. Kamehameha! Keep on trying. It's not the end.
Hey, thanks a lot. How about we fight again? You're feeling up to it.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
In a perfect world, people like you would not exist. But this is not a perfect world. Yet.
Believe me, I still got it. Hey! Have another!
Here I am.
What now? Not yet. Hey!
Here I go.
The kid gloves are off. Lightning! Surprise attack! Well, my technique was something else, right?
Seems I underestimated.
Me! Me? Ha? Me? Ha! I've overcome my greatest weakness. Now I... You! This whippersnapper's got some skill. I am... Uh-oh.
feel power. Let's go. This'll be over in a flash.
You wish to fight me for real? You have no idea how crazy you sound.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Take that and that and that. Here you go.
Final flash!
Take that and that and that. Here you go. Over here.
This might be the end for me.
Excellent work out there. Now I wonder how...
My turn.
Both of us back from the brink of death. But let's see which one came back stronger, shall we?
Certainly. Then I shall send you to a place worse than hell. What they like to call heaven.
You won't be able to outrun me. You won't survive this time. I've got you now. You won't survive this time. You won't be able to outrun me. Both of us back from the brink of death. But let's see which one came back stronger, shall we?
Certainly. Then I shall send you to a place worse than hell. What they like to call heaven.
You won't be able to outrun me. You won't survive this time. You won't be able to outrun me.
good to see you, Dad.
Who's gonna be my next opponent?
Well, hope I'm not too rusty.
Contestant Tien Shinhan, do you have anything to say about the fight?
I'm real excited to test out my skills.
If Goku uses his full power, he'll blow this place to smithereens.
If you take this fight serious, you'll likely win.
Well, you were the one who helped me to grow stronger, Piccolo.
Wonder if there's anybody strong around here.
It's good to see you, Dad.
Ginyu, reporting for...
You wish to join my new Frieza Falls, do you? To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about those poses anymore.
What? But Lord Frieza, a signature pose is half the battle! Yeah! 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 You've got guts, pal! I like that body of yours! Change now! What the?
Your attacks.
Oh my God! I got it! Not bad!
You wish to join my new Frieza Falls, do you? To be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about those poses anymore.
What? But Lord Frieza, a signature pose is half the battle! Yeah! Yeah! You've got guts, pal!
Perhaps I should use this
Use jump boost like that, and this guy, well, he's equipped with an anti-cheat system, so that if you try to cheat, well, the challenge ends instantly. So today, using modded methods, I want to see how I can cheat his test and what item will actually help you to complete the challenge. So first of all, we are going to begin the test. Leave in my face and use a horse. And yep, mixing water and start the test. If we step in water, doesn't stop the test immediately. Okay, I thought stepping in water would end the test, so can we? No, we can't. Okay, which means if the weather is rain, we cannot use the weather too. Okay, what about a potion of levitation? If we do the test while we're levitating, it just doesn't start. Okay, so getting on an entity doesn't work. I have one last test and it's up there, but for that I need a potion of slow falling. Right, let's start the test while we have... I was too far. Here we have a TNT, well, cannon. So if we stand here with a totem of Anda... Oh, well, it's not. Oh, it is! Ends the test. Is it pushing the button? No, it's not. Oh, it is! Okay, it's going too far. I cannot go towards this block. Okay, so technically I could just stay here and get launched like this. Oh, it stopped the test. No, the mudded section. All right, first of all, we'll start with the table of elevation. This thing grants a creative flight in survival. So let's see if we can begin the test. There we go. And fly. No, we can't. Okay, instantly. All right, what about a mechanical piston from the create mod? Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's try it again. Let's see if using the lever will stop the test. No. And stepping on the piston doesn't stop the test, but the problem is there's so many... Wait, hold on. Okay, so if I'm here and I get lifted off by the piston, I know the shaft is not high enough, but oh my god, it's working. If I jump, I don't get banned. Wait, it's actually working. You could use a contraption to go up into the max speed. Okay, so I'm at the limit of the piston and it's still not destroyed. Okay, now what if I use the max speed to reach the top before him? Goodbye, Tongbi! No! Alright, Oh my god, it's exactly the same height. Can I complete the test? I can! Well, okay, I need a new Tongbi now, but... Alright, now, can I use the grappling squawk from Alex Mobs? Oops. Oh, it doesn't end the test. Hold on. I have this prepared for that over here. Can I... No. Oh, platform, like, at this distance here. Okay, that's too high. That's too high. So it has to be not higher than, like, 10 blocks. And, okay, it's big. Oh my god, that was too slow. Okay, to cheat the test, this is a launching tool that will make you jump just like... Okay, wait, hold on. I do this, and it works, okay? Up, like that, okay? Probably the timing that I'm doing as... It doesn't work. Oh, wait. 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 No, it does work. Wait. Stop him from going up. It worked! I am so just can't... What was that? Wait, we did the test! It worked! I just can't... What was that? It just hold up Tongbi down and I could just right-click him. Wow. Okay. He's there. Down. Of guard. Wall. And a potion of magnetism. Whoop! Can I climb with the tidal claw? No. Oh my god, that though. Hold on. Can I... No. Oh, it doesn't work. How does that work? Left shift while in the air to start swimming. No, it's the same type of jump boost that... Yep, okay, so doesn't count as cheating. It's basically just jump boost too. So these slippers are extremely useful. Doesn't seem to be counting towards cheating. So you could use this to make the test more working. Oh, okay, well, it detects it as grabbing a block. Okay, good. And there's also a teleportation, but I'm gonna guess it means... Yep, instantly. Now we have the movement spell for... No. Okay, what about the ascension spell? Oh, it's... Let me try that again while on the boulder. Oh my god, it works. Use the spell to reach higher. Let's see if we can get there without killing or damaging Tongbi. We won! Alright, teleportation spell. I guess that's not gonna work. Instantly, nope. Start the test. And... it destroys the test. Okay. Wait, can entities go through the portal? Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so what if we prepare the force portal here? Then we start the test and immediately teleport him there. Oh my god, it works! Have I completed the challenge? I think so. Wait, I think so? Yes, he's clapping! It works! Ain't no way! Wait, he's gonna go through the portal again? Yes! Wow! Okay, so it breaks the test a bit, but oh my god, it works. Now we're thinking with portals. Alright, let's try a few artifacts from Tyramity. First of all, the Prismatic Srirachi. This thing provides a dash, so will it count it as a cheat? Oh, it doesn't seem like a cheat. It's pretty hard to use. It doesn't go that far, but it's higher than the potent.
Don't raise dragons right off the bat. For new player.
Quite a few of you have been asking me to cover the Dogman horror. It was a dog's body. The 8 years comes out. We see that and we learned that Dogman has been knocked out for 2 weeks. But quite a fear owed a lot. Now this is by this Marie, right? A Marie is the enemy work. And Dieter actually Shadow or something here, he probably won't be able to look for a company or team. Have no, if you that Shadow, you need or need that space room that had a amount of step work here. I don't feel like I want to point out it's a nasty kind of heavy to use his shoes. He notices that they're no longer working. And he takes a he is along, stuttering and having a hard time. Already here middle from instantly to the same. I think this is the best comic insects have found their way out into the world. The Shadow's leg. And called without it. Another character to his friends. You can argue that when it comes to villains, he might be a little very cutthroat out of character. Arms. With those features on him, other creatures that we see, we age to repeat. Was speaking out first too weekly, trying to cope and say, right, assuming that and he had his own in the actual here, believing that Tails is still alive. They never lead Chaos Sonic from just running away until he decides actually go in his Sonic knock. It's a panel that had been done more to this point. After Shadow, obviously, Team the Soul also they were some had their make. It seems like man has been taken out and will be. And I guess I really shouldn't call it that. I see Toad with Sonic and Shadow, but that. Many of you have actually pointed. Molly just, because if you remember from the first episode, Alice was able to throw all the children who escaped their room back into them, but Abby was running to have forgotten Grace calls people name of the wolf like standing up. The time I'm gonna go ahead. Are supposed to characters have been ripped apart just like Sonic.exe, their face that was in the jump scare. And of course, Jerry kind of takes the place of Sonic.exe in his character research. I learned that originally, Butch was just a normal cat that was living on the streets and was pretty much starving. One day, he saw a little duck walking around the streets who may have been quackers from the old school Tom and Jerry cartoon, and naturally, the starving cat chased down a little duck and devoured it. But this is where everything actually goes wrong. Apparently, this duck had been experimented on and had just recently escaped the scientists. And it seems that once the duck was eaten, it made Butch turn into a monster. His fur turned gray and barky and everything. Better than girl than to spend the rest of your life. B-Tom is one version of Tom that not only managed to kill Jerry, but was able to do it in a gruesome way, which is why we see him holding the decapitated mouse in his hands. 1945 Tom is from a creepypasta that really took off on a Chinese website called Zihu, and pasta version of Tom also has some foreshadowing to tragedies that would happen in real life. Zihu, and just like WB Tom, some foreshadowing to tragedies that would happen in real life. Honestly, I don't know. The target. That was until we see Girlfriend use her demonic abilities against WB. 1940 Annie, and this guy is basically just a version of Sunky, meaning that he doesn't even want to hurt anybody here. The only reason that he has a knife is so that he can cover his toast in jam. And apparently, the song has some references to popular Chinese children's songs, but I have no idea what you to this paper. And he seems to be based on an episode of Tom and Jerry from 1964 called Somebody Loves Me. In the episode, we will freeze because it's basically insane. The house, but starts to feel bad when he realizes that the mouse will freeze because it's basically like a snowstorm outside. In the mod, however, it seems like the code actually makes Jerry go insane, which is why we actually see him battling Boyfriend instead of trying to find warmth in the mod. Next, we see a character called Droopy Dog, and this version of him is inspired by a Family Guy episode called Saturated Fat Guy. The reason that he has that big smile on his face is that he basically had a facelift, but even though he's smiling, he's still depressed, which is why he's holding that snub nose to his chest. Deso means that they usually disguised it as cheese. Now, with that being said, I don't know why Skid and Pump are in the lab, but just judging by their animation, they usually end up in some of the weirdest situations anyway, so I guess it's not too weird to see the boys here. But as far as we know, the boys are just there to play with the mouse. And since Nepali usually spends a lot of time alone, he's happy to actually have some people there to keep him company. So that song is actually just kind of wholesome, which makes sense because it's Skid and Bone. Now with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the songs that we covered before. A few of them have been revamped, so I'll be explaining some of the lore there, using some of my older clips, and also putting in some new clips from the update. And with that being said, let's start out with the Tom's Basement lore. Now the backstory for this one is pretty dark, so if you're a Tom and Jerry fan, this one might not sit right with your spirit. This creepypasta starts off by giving us the backstory of the 13 Tom and Jerry Shorts animators, whose name happened to be Gene Yacht. This man was infamous for the poor quality and disturbing nature of his Tom and Jerry animations. They also had badly done sound effects, animations, and more realistic fights. Jerry is actually they go to the open house to actually check the place out. This is where they actually go into the basement and they find Tom's body, and that's when Jerry pops out. And
Gohan's here too!
Has to rap, likely do get Team Fit. This one you may not be familiar with because he's from a very, very old animation from actually Duke Train to Come, and he doesn't plan to get off the tracks if you get what I'm putting down.
Hey,
now
how come
during this
Vegeta's
time
not
something
here?
interesting is happening, and that's that Jerry is actually kind of narrating what's going
I'm really
on here.
excited to
And
test
if
out
you're
my
a Tom and Jerry
skills.
fan, you'll know why this is interesting because usually those two don't talk at all. Now what we find out is that Tom is actually depressed because he fell in love
Hey,
with
how
a
come
beautiful
Vegeta's
white
not here?
cat. It was I kind of saw this after Tom fucks his stuff. But of course, since Tom is just a regular cat and Butch in this universe is rich, he can't compete, right? It would be like you an hour game having Jerry and her in a limit. I think the
So,
breaking point for
what
this
kind of
is
opponents do you enjoy
we
fighting?
both sit there, also devastated at this point. So
Well,
a Tom interruption
I'm not
than
too
Tom
rusty.
and Jerry have been tuned because in a work episode of Tom and Jerry where basically Jerry is working with this mad scientist and they work together to create a cat that basically has the soul of a dog. Or I guess to put more specifically, they put the soul of a dog into a
Goku
very
uses his
timid
full
cat.
power.
Something
He'll
I
blow
find
this
very
place to
interesting here is that
smithereens.
now this cat dog is very loyal to Jerry and of course the scientist that created him. So when Tom tries to come into the castle and get Jerry, Lightning
Piccolo might
actually
be
defends Tom.
disappointed if
A
I
little fun
lose.
fact here is that
I
some
can't
people
let
say
him
that
down.
the dog's soul that actually got transferred into Lightning is that of Spike, which also pops up in this mod. The next character we see in the mod that comes from the Undertale universe, Egg Asu. Basically, is a very bloody version of Tom and Jerry cartoons, brutally harming each other. And this can be with different weapons or with just the tools that they have, like just to be Mean Mouse. And this character is actually a joke version of Jerry that is a reference to various internet memes. Some of these memes include I know who ate the cheese, cheeseburger, and Jerry crying with the puppy eyes. And I'll show you some pictures here. And a fun fact here is that Mean Mouse's voice actually comes from the Chinese server of the Tom and Jerry mobile game. Next up, we have a character named Tuffy, and this character is supposed to be the son of Jerry, and he's actually a minor character in the Tom and Jerry shows. At first, I thought he was supposed to be the D-side version of Jerry because I saw D-side boyfriend and D-side girlfriend there. He's actually his own character. Now, those of you who have grown up watching Tom and Jerry, you probably know that Tuffy has been around for a very long time, and him beating Jerry after Tom that his character. I simply think the developers probably have some respect for the madness combat.
With Centrum, balance your life in Ramadan.
Work today is broken. We're all working in...
Bayonetta may actually be able to beat him. I don't think that that's true. And the other one that people say a lot that may actually be true is Sora, because if you know anything about Kingdom Hearts, Sora is actually really powerful. But most of the characters is simply no contest. So with that being said, it was really no surprise that Mario is one of the first people to actually fall victim to Kirby, since he was one of the first people to actually run into the corrupted version of it. The sad part, victim to Kirby, since he was one of the first people to actually wrong with Kirby, because he corrupted version of it. The sad part is that he was actually just trying to see what was wrong with Kirby because he could sense that something wasn't right with him. But then Kirby struck out with these like weird tentacles, basically getting a sneak attack off him. But we do actually have a few survivors in this first part, and those are Cappy, Ness, Sheik, and the villager, and also Marth. And even though it looks like they all had a bit of a battle with Kirby, Marth was the only one to actually take damage because he is like the pure melee fighter out of them. And since Marth was so close to Kirby, Kirby was able to actually attack him with one of those tentacles, and that actually started the infection process. But luckily, the villager was able to cut off his hand before the infection could spread, Walking Dead style. We also see this image of Kirby with Mario's severed arm hanging out of his mouth, showing just how creepy he looks, but also just how he completely obliterated Mario here. We also get to see like each character has a stat sheet, basically showing if they are infected, how much health they have, their sanity level, fear level,
Ready for the next
hunger.
round?
And while most of the crew is in good shape, we see that Marth is a bit beat up, but not too bad considering that he's missing a dang hand. Next we have chapter 2, which is broken into 2 parts, and we get some vital information in this chapter. From Ness's notes, we see that they are actively taking steps to contain Kirby so that he can't cause too much trouble, but more importantly, we get to see what the symptoms of the infection are. Something that I find scary is that in phase 1 of the infection, people don't really feel any different, and any onlooker would be able to actually tell if they're infected. It isn't really until phase 2 that the infected person really starts to look sick. And some things to point out in this image is that the wound is festering here. The virus is forcing Kirby to actually have this weird smile on his face. And if you look at the bottom here, his hunger is at 50%, which explains why he felt the need to devour Mario. Phase 3 of the infection steps it up even more with Kirby, and this is where we actually see him develop those black empty eyes, and at this point he has formed tentacles that he can use to spread the infection. The only good news is that the infected people are not in hunter mode yet, meaning that if you just avoid them, they won't actually come after you. So this tells us that the only reason that Kirby may have attacked Mario at this point was because Mario approached Kirby to actually see if everything was okay. And while it hasn't been confirmed at this point of the series, there may even be a 4th phase where the infected character will begin to actively hunt people down because their hunger and aggression are at 100%. Now in the second part of chapter 2, we get some information about what is happening in Kirby's world, aka Dreamland. And the text says, inhale, take a deep breath. Do you like the cold spring breeze? Go deep inside the green forest and look at the stars falling down. Don't worry, there's no one left in there, not in the village or anywhere else. The only thing you hear is the violent gusts pulling your last taste of safety away. Stop holding on to the ground. His hunger is torturing him, and his appetite is only growing bigger. You really wish that this was all a bad dream, don't you? After this, we see that Ness and the crew have found Kirby, and now he is this massive monster with tentacles growing out of his mouth and face. And based on what we just read, it sounds like Kirby has consumed everybody that was living in Dreamland. And this kind of explains why Ness says Dreamland is gone. After that, we move on to chapter 3, where we learn that Ness and the others were able to escape Dreamland, mostly unharmed, and they ended up going to the villager's homeland, which I believe is called Sacred Land. We learn that the villager doesn't seem to be panicked about the infection, but that may be because they are from a very peaceful land, so the threat may not be registering for them just yet. It also seems like Marth didn't go to Dreamland because he was still recovering from his injury, and Sheik seems to be worried about something, and I assume that it's either Link or Hyrule in general, since that is her kingdom. Now, she tries to leave on her own, but Ness is able to actually convince her to stick with the group for now, simply because there's safety in numbers. And while Sheik is pretty strong, if we're being honest, if she went off by herself, she would probably end up getting slapped up pretty quick. Now, we also learn that Kirby is unable to leave Dreamland for some reason, which is a good thing because it means that he won't be able to actually go infect any other people. But Ness also points out that Meta Knight and the King seem to be missing as well. And while the King missing may not be that big of a deal, Meta Knight has always been seen as Kirby's rival, so having him on the team would be like a huge help for the uninfected side. The last thing that stood out in this chapter is that all the universe portals have been dispersed, and Ness believes that whatever infected Kirby is responsible for that, which may imply that they are not just dealing with a random virus, but maybe something that is sentient and intelligent. At the end of chapter 3, we said that somebody is keeping a log that isn't Ness, and they seem to be actually sending the robot named Rob out to help bring infected back to a lab so that they can experiment on them and figure out what's actually going on. And as we move over to chapter 4, we get a bit more information about these logs. The first major thing that we learn is that the writer of these logs is actually Dr. Mario. And in the logs, we see that once Mario was killed by Kirby, Dr. Mario started having weird dreams about things that hadn't happened to him personally. And in order to get some answers, he actually went to the Dream Land to see if Kirby had anything to do with all this. And while he was there, he overheard Ness actually speaking about how Mario was killed by Kirby. And this freaked Dr. Mario out because now that the main Mario is dead, he thinks that since he's like a spin-off Mario, that he may die as well if he ends up going back to the Mario universe. But even with that knowledge, Dr. Mario still wants to actually help make sure that the Mushroom Kingdom and Princess Peach are safe. So he started doing research into this infection, and luckily he ran into the robot called Rob, or R-O-B. And he actually found this guy like out in the woods just wandering around, and since he's a robot, he can't actually be infected. And this is why Dr. Mario is actually using Rob to go out and find infected people and bring them back to the lab. And that is where we get the character called Olimar, who is from the Pikmin games, and he seems to be like in the early stages of the infection. So when Rob brought him into the lab, he still kind of had his mind and his senses. And it seems that Dr. Mario was able to create some type of pill to kind of help stop the spread of the infection, which we learn actually spreads faster if you have more than one sting on your body, or if the tentacles like hit you in multiple spots basically. Unfortunately though, by the end of this chapter, we see that Olimar has entered stage 3 of the infection, meaning that while Dr. Mario may have found a way to slow the infection, he definitely hasn't found a way to cure it. The next chapter in the series is called A Game of Watching, and it shows Yoshi and Luigi walking through the forest at night.
Okay.
And as they are walking, they
go.
actually keep hearing like the sound of bells in the distance. And eventually they realize that this tall humanoid monstrosity has been stalking them through the woods, ringing a bell. And at first, I assumed that this is probably the cause of the infection, or like has something to do with it at the very least. But after watching the video over again, I think that this character may be like Mr. Game & Watch after he has been infected. But we're left at like a bit of a cliffhanger here, and we don't actually get to see if Luigi and Yoshi are able to escape from him. Now, I want to point out that like in these dark scenes, or I guess we can call like these distorted scenes here, there's some hidden text. And for what I can make out in this first scene, it says, "You are aware this is your fault," right? In this panel here, it says, "Do you know who I am?" And in this last panel, it says, "You do know now," or "You do know me." It's kind of hard to make out. And while we don't know what that means for sure, similar text will be popping up later, so we'll go ahead and dissect those two when we get to them. In the next chapter, we learn that Olimar's infection has gotten too severe, and they actually have to put him down. And to make his death even more sad and just overall gross, they actually found a bunch of little Pinkmen inside of his body, and they were devouring him alive, which is another reason that the infection moves so rapidly with him. This also might mean that the pills are more effective than Dr. Mario may think. Olimar was simply a patient that had a lot of stuff going wrong with him. Something else that this chapter revealed is that the Smash world has changed completely since the infection has arrived. The major changes being that all the characters now have blood, and I know that may sound weird, but no character in Smash actually bled before this moment. The second major change is that if characters die now, they don't simply revive on that little disc, but they just stay dead like regular people. Some good news in this chapter though is that Mewtwo and the Swordsman meet actually pop up to Dr. Mario's base, and they both seem to be clean of the infection. But apparently they were chased by like an infected character, and by the looks of this picture here, it looks like Red, or aka the Pokemon trainer. Also notice that in the distorted text, we see the words, "He doesn't know he's lying." Now while at this point all I have is theories, because the series isn't done yet, I think that the person speaking here is either Dr. Mario or somebody referring to Dr. Mario. And I believe that Dr. Mario is the person that actually started this virus, and I think that the death of the real Mario has scattered or scrambled his brain, which is why he's having all these weird dreams and may not remember actually creating this virus. I also find it interesting that Dr. Mario just happened to run into Rob, who as of now is the only person that is capable of handling the infected characters, almost as if he had already planned this in advance. But as the story unfolds more, I'm sure more evidence will come out. And finally, this chapter ends with Ness and his whole group finding a base in the woods, and I assume that this is going to be Dr. Mario's base, but it's kind of hard to tell for sure as of now. Now, the next few chapters are interesting because they are fully animated.
I'll show you.
with that, this animation is interesting because it shows Snake running from the infected Inkling and then hopping into the water to get away, only to be faced with some large Eldritch monstrosity version of the female Inkling. Now, while I don't think anyone is surprised that Snake didn't survive, it is kind of sad to see him like be one of the first people to be taken down on screen. But I think what's more interesting about this chapter is the description, which reads, "You must have been running for so long. It's exhausting. This game used to be so colorful, didn't it? It was the idea. Why don't you have to make that silly mistake? Why don't you have to ruin this fun little world? Are you even aware of what you did? Do you think that idea was worth it? I guess sometimes you just want to drown all your problems, but no amount of water will resolve what you're signed for." Now, while we don't have much confirmation as to what this description means, it sounds like they're talking about how Smash went from a cute game to a more gritty game with the release of characters like Snake and Bayonetta, implying that these darker characters may be what is causing the infection to be happening in this world, basically turning more tame characters violent. And it may just be me, but the description also makes it sound like it's the fault of the viewer or like the player in some way, as if we modded the game and corrupted it in the process. But for now, that's just my theory. It's hard to really have any definitive answers for this particular thing right now. Now, after that, we get another video that goes like this. Now, as I'm sure you, which is why he came back with this seemingly dead Pichu, which is another example of how the affected characters still have a lot of their intelligence. Pichu was able to actually trick the Doctor and Rob by playing dead, and the other Pichu, one of the most top 8 more stings the character and this work the work here like into the Pichu's death.
Greetings, fire. Not to the attack of the infected. Of their homes. Kingdom 2.
With the prize damaged, and that Luigi actually survived the forest, but he's obviously damaged, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was infected, but inform the people of the Mushroom Kingdom into what's going on. But then Daisy get infected piranha plant burst through the window, and judging by the fact that we see Luigi and Daisy get X'd out here, I think it's safe to say that they are now dead. Although we do see that Mewtwo went from being dead to being a question mark, so it's possible that they may actually make another appearance in the future. It's on what affected other people consider.
With Centrum.
But we have a few more each of the new. This is Bits, who cast turning Fuse Ray on the swordsman, which is why we see his eyes moving back and forth like this and then turning dark, right before Mewtwo sends a tentacle through his skull. And it looks like Mewtwo was trying to do the same thing to Ness, but Cappy was actually able to help him avoid the attack. Then we see everybody start to scramble away, and Dr. Mario gets separated from the rest of the team, and he ends up back in the operating room where they worked on Olimar. And as if this situation wasn't bad enough already, it looks like the infected characters become very resilient once they get to the later he was wrong, and that miscalculation may have cost him his life. We see that he basically got caught between 3 infected, Olimar, Pichu, and Mewtwo. And just a little side note here, it even looks like Mewtwo and Pichu may have fused to can do overall is that when Dr. Mario gets taken out, everyone seems to be shocked except for Marth. And people think that this is because he has something to do with the infection. But I want to remind people that while most of the Smash characters have been in combat, Marth is one of the few that have actually fought in a war. The Shadow War to be specific. And if I remember correctly, his sister even gave herself up as like a prisoner of war to keep him and their people safe. And I say all that just to say that, in a sense, it makes sense that he would be a bit more callous than some of the other characters on the team, especially like Ness and the villain. And obviously, after watching this episode, I think it's safe to say that my theory about Dr. Mario being the main villain was probably wrong, unless the description of the video here is actually talking about him when it says he is lying. He wouldn't lie either, he doesn't know. But she might have suspected it from the beginning. And honestly, this description is a bit too vague for us to get any real meaning from it. But can we take a moment and just get some rips in the chat for Rob, Dr. Mario, and the Swordsman? They went out pretty bad. The next episode is titled The Messenger, and as many people predicted, it features Pit and Lady Palutena, and she basically tells Pit that he needs to go back to the Smash universe and gather up every contestant and take them to the world of light, which in the original game is where you would go to face off against Gollum. And it seems like Lady Palutena wants to gather everyone there so that they have a chance to actually fight against the infection. But something seems a little bit off of her during this discussion, even though Pit doesn't seem to be able to recognize it. But after she tells him about Mega Man and where to find him, we then see that she is at stage 4 of the virus. And I have a couple of theories about this. We know that Ness has theorized that there is a stage 4 of the virus, even though they hadn't actually seen it at this point. But I think once the infection gets to this point, characters are able to mask the fact that they are infected. We have seen that the infected characters can still think and kind of scheme, like when Pichu actually played dead so that he could roam around Dr. Mario's lab, or when Mewtwo specifically targeted Ness out of all the people in his group. I don't think it was actually by chance that Mewtwo went after the leader of the group. I think he understood that Ness was a threat and he wanted to get him out of there. Now, another possible theory as well is that Palutena is an actual god and is very powerful. So she may just be able to fight off the infection better than some of the other characters, but even with all that power, she is still slowly being taken over, which is why she makes sure to send Pit on a mission so that he's not actually there when she turns. Because realistically, when you consider that Pit was struggling to fight against Link, I don't think that he could actually fight against an infected Palutena, especially if she infects her army as well. That would pretty much be GG for everybody. Next in the animation, we see that Pit found Mega Man, and the first thing that I notice is that he actually has a crack in his helmet, and then he turns around and we see that he seems to be missing one of his eyes. And a lot of people think that this means that Mega Man is infected, and I can understand why people may think that. Mega Man is a really old character, and a lot of people don't actually know much about him, so they think that he's like part human, but in actuality, he is a complete android. So he falls into the same category as Rob in a way, which means that the infection cannot get to him, cannot harm him in any way. What is much more likely to have happened to him is that he was probably fighting against somebody that was infected, which would make more sense, because while Mega Man is strong in his own right, he definitely is not like a top tier person in this universe. So I can imagine a few people that will really be able to bang him up pretty good. The only thing that gives me pause about this situation is that Lady Palutena says sorry to Pit right before she gives him to Mega Man.
You nuisance!
She's being interpreted that he's sorry that she ended up getting corrupted in the first place, and she's kind of sad that she won't be able to help Pit out moving forward, because we all know that Lady Palutena was basically like his trump card. She was always helping him from the background, if not directly. And now she knows that she won't be able to do that because she's actively like losing the ability that, don't you? This isn't, let's first yes, and compare them with their time, so that we have actually gotten to see both Ness's notes and Dr. Mario's notes the whole time, so we kind of know more than they did individually. But they do sanities and tell their need for violence long enough to actually craft a plan to attack their foe. In fact, their mind, their ability to kind of that while they're talking, act alive, pop up on the screen. And while at first I thought that it was the sword fighter talking, I quickly realized that it was actually Dr. Mario speaking. And then we get to see this image of him with tears in his eyes, very beat up, but most importantly, alive. And then we see this leg coming into view. And while it's hard to say for sure who it is, I think that this is Banjo, with it being Banjo's leg specifically. And this is somewhat confirmed when we see Banjo's picture actually pop up on the character. At this point, Dr. Mario can use whatever help he can get. Something else that stood out here is that we see that Mega Man's picture is still lit up and he seems to be fine. So we know for sure now that he may be injured, but he's not dead or also not infected. But unfortunately, the sword fighter was not as lucky and did fall victim to the infection. Marth can confirm this for me, that when they cut off his hand, it maybe just slowed the infection, but it didn't actually stop it from spreading. Actually be more accurate than I off Lee's on a little bit. It's about the mercury I say that also seems like the infected made a point of getting into looking out his original self and that stopped them, didn't fully eat away. Mewtwo is one of those people who probably has enough willpower to where he was able to spare Dr. Mario. Because you remember in that first tape, Mewtwo was crying because he realized that he was going to be infected. There was nothing that he could do to stop Pichu. So I think that he's leaving Dr. Mario to live so that he can possibly get a cure. Kind of like in the same way that Lady Palutena was able to keep herself in check long enough to send away Pit so that he would not get caught up in that effect. Now, as far as for who's responsible for actually starting the virus, it's really hard to say. Based on some of the text, we know that it's likely a man that started the virus, and for some reason, a lot of people in the community are thinking that it might be Link, and the woman who knew about it was Zelda or Sheik. But that theory doesn't really make sense to me because Zelda or Link didn't have any reason to set a virus out of this community. I've also seen people throw like Hades' name in there and Sephiroth, but again, neither one of these characters has a reason to use a virus. Hades is from Pit's universe, and he is very powerful in his own right, like top 3 powerful. And Sephiroth, I don't need to say how strong he is. So I don't feel like either one of those fools would use a virus to get their like dirty one. They would just go in there and just work fail themselves. But one thing that I do feel confident in saying for sure is that even when a lot of these people get infected, they still seem to have their mind there, even if they can't fully control themselves or like their thoughts. And I'm hoping that in later chapters we see that play more of a role. But as of right now, we'll just have to wait for those later chapters to see if we can get some more information. Go ahead and put your theories down in the comments, and we'll make sure to continue following AU. I know the creator is taking a bit of a break right now, but once he comes back, I will jump back on and see what he produces. Because I am very curious to see where this goes next. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, check out this video on the screen here. We started getting the rest of the We'll see you tomorrow in another video. Peace.
That's enough.
After I did the Bikini Bottom horror AU, many of you were telling me to check out the horror AU called The Secret Farewell, which was made by Marcus Yu on YouTube. And if you are not looking... A bunch of you told me that the troll infection AU created by snare noises was really creepy, and I didn't believe you at first because I couldn't imagine a cute cartoon about singing and dancing trolls was going to be scary at all. But I should have listened because this AU is definitely one of the creepier and just more disturbing ones that I've read so far.
Chakra does my honor alone, not...
Eating late may cause heartburn or indigestion.
With the new lore. Now, apparently, Phineas and Ferb built some type of machine that would allow people to gain superpowers. And for reference, the machine is based on the device that appeared in the Phineas and Ferb episode called B Story.
That should do it.
Now, when Phineas was some type of beam at his machine, apparently practice. Strong, even though her... Also enjoy the fact that these lyrics make a bit more sense. Isabella is basically trying to stay hopeful and strong, even though her body is literally rotting away. Let me know what you think about... the fat thing, because they did things that appear in the mod as well. Now, first of all, and sea dipping, succeeds stumble people from camp, he would take only to find out that he couldn't swim. And if you are wondering where the camp counselors were, they were off some zero shit about them. It's in a cutscene. Mod is friend went camping with seemed to be from the Friday the 13th video game. This the course gas because, but I think this Severance mother was some catch. Jake No was films called Never Hike to Jason in general are enough to take a person out pretty bad. For the character hard to be Snow was a lot of like a but a constant name is Jackie Morrow. I kind of feel bad for her because the snow and the cold weather in general are enough to take a person out pretty easily. And I usually don't do this, but here are the death scenes of sense considering that I don't know where he's from. He kind of looks like he's from like a older Nintendo game or something, but if anybody knows for sure, put it down in the comments for us. With that,
put a download link in the. It is fucking behemoth.
Wait, just one more bro.
Later, I want to play ice.
Bro, it's not my fault.
What the hell?
Win this game till I get on the leaderboard.
The hell, bro, 90,000 hours. They were removed like 7 years ago. Jeez, bro, 90,000 hours.
Hours.
Now, I need to find out more about this because make him come back. But pick up. They have the craziest. People would go crazy. YouTube video about this. People would go crazy because of it.
I have to die while my friends try to save me. If I don't die before the timer finishes to level impossible. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Don't block me. Over here. There has to be lava. Oh, don't heal me. Oh, God. No. Water. Yeah. Nice. God. Oh my goodness. What? Wait. No. What? No. Yeah. Some bonus. More health. Not boot, bro. Oh, I thought you went to go get with the water cannon. Being a sweat. Oh my goodness.
I got this boy.
Over here. Over here.
Oh my God, this guy's way too far.
Wait. Bonus reward. Let's go. What is this? What did you get? Okay, screw it. I don't know what I just got. Yo, punch the wall. Punch the wall. Punch the wall. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Yo, water boots. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Tech munch. Don't let. You. My goodness. No, Tony. Let's go. You know, I'm giving up. Come on. Yo, my god. The bonus again. Just keep letting me. Yo. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Tell us, Danny. You need to again.
No, I'm gonna die. What is actually happening? I freeze. You're dying. Heck is. Oh my goodness. What? Yeah, he's out of time.
Buddy, there's nothing.
Oh, come on. Death drop. Thing. Move. Death. Stop.
What's this?
Yeah. You guys are annoying. Leave me alone. No. Yes. That's fine. That's fine. Go. The void. Yeah, I'm going. You stupid.
We just have to.
Come on. Hey! Come on, break! No! Gamers, today I'll be upgrading old school Minecraft. You guys, that's up. Dude, those miles. Who's gonna? Oh!
Wow! This is getting exciting already!
Who's gonna be my next opponent?
هل سئمت من خسارة المعارك؟
So if you played Minecraft in the past, like, ever, like, I just do this, press stone tools. I'm skipping. Imagine! First the card to what happens. Enderman. Charge in! Oh my gosh! Come on, it's a gosh! Go, go, go. This is gonna be so easy. Bro, there's no way people are complaining this hard about the Wither. I almost just beat that in one try. What? Yeah, Alright, we're basically running it back, but you're definitely what? Ow! Oh my god! Because I'm still butthurt from literally just instantly perishing, I'm gonna run back the exact same kit. Don't hit me. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh! Me. I gotta. Watch out, where you go? Really mind the Bedrock Wither, aka the Bedrock Wither is really hard. I tried again with the exact same kit just to see if it was a fluke, but the Wither would summon Wither skeletons. Not me, until I died like this. Oh, I died to Withers. Okay, and it picked up all my armor. So then I was like, okay, maybe I just need diamond armor. And guess what? Over and over. Stupid Bedrock Wither. This was supposed to be easy, and now I'm actually looking like an idiot. So you know what? I'm about to show this Wither no mercy. I'm going to get so unbelievably strong that nothing could ever defeat me. I'm even so petty that I put Smite one on my sword. But that is absolutely what this stupid Wither deserves. So after some gearing up, I think it's time to absolutely demolish the Wither. Alright, buddy. Who's ready to die? Oh, I cannot wait to absolutely demolish this stupid thing. Alright, bud. Here we go. Our last duel. Get over here. Are you scared or what's going on here? Stuck. Yeah, hit me. Hit me. He's so scared he's not gonna hit me. Hit me. Okay. Okay, maybe don't hit me. Actually, I changed my mind. Don't hit me, please. Ooh, feisty one, eh? Alright, we're almost halfway there. Alright, second phase. The gap up, wait for him to charge. And you're okay. Oh. Okay. Hey, you keep. Oh. Oh. I don't care because I just demolished the Wither. Demolished him. He's dead. Anyways, guys, what a joyous experience. So, is the Bedrock Wither actually harder than the Java Wither? Probably not.
Not bad.
I'm a fucking standing there.
Oh my god, you're so bad.
Bro!
Time was running out for everyone in my player versus creator ripoff, except Zoink.
Dude, I actually hate this. This is so unfair. This one is so unfair.
I'm gonna blow up. Oh shit. Oh bad. Yeah, you're really using the cooldown there, aren't you? I can just wait you out, can't? Shit.
Oh,
you just. My screen froze for 1 second. That's not fair.
Wait. The bar of luck.
Beat the level. You're gonna die in the first level again.
I have an idea.
This is GG. You're gonna die in the first level. I got it. Is it how? Wait, the hitbox, the glass shards.
Oh, I'm no clipping.
What the fuck? You're fucking. You don't want
I've so many times.
It does have a radius. You want to test?
Bad at the game. Oh my god. I'm so proud of myself.
I need
Undertale? Ah, yes.
What do you mean Undertale?
The blue attacks from.
Spent all.
They're throwing tomatoes at you. You're so dude.
They're and more like the smartest player. You got. Wait, what? You got. Wait, actually?
The impossible. It's this one.
Are you? Thank you.
Dude, this is like crazy 3.
This crazy boss is annoying because each of its 4 attacks take 10 seconds each.
It's so unfair.
Yo, clown, what's up? I'm in his mouth. What is that?
Who knows?
What? What the? How is that even possible? Gonna get. Oh my.
Wink. No, this turn just.
Say, you don't
hand. I also enabled Deathlink, which means when one of them dies, the other dies. After all, a chain is only interrupt each other's movements. They will have 50 attempts. If you're a player in my, thou shall not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now hit that.
Go jump and hit it. There we go. Oh, he's like literally controlling it. Oh, I've died.
Yeah.
Oops, screen.
Are you ready to kill? No! This is so inspiring. You guys completely ruined my fucking ending. Why can you just beat it at the same time? Why do you have to be difficult about it?
This is addition is so efficient active. It looks up and down to get some blocks instead of just stepping up. In Java, the pig is a lot more reactive. It looks up and down with the player. Blocks are very different in Bedrock Edition. The Java pig is get replaced by placing a block in its place, can be moved by pistons, and produce particles when broken. Even the item textures look edition. You'll still take some damage when directly in contact with the fire or lava, but you won't stay on fire when you come out. If you place a snow layer on top of a leaf in Bedrock Edition, small snowflake particles will snow is placed on top of leaves, and you won't see any particles come through if you put them on blocks like glass or cobblestone. This is insane! So you may know that you can use bone meal to spread nylium. If you place a snow layer on top of a nylium block, the nylium will actually decay and turn into a regular netherrack block. In Java Edition, if your bed is surrounded by blocks like so, your respawn point will be considered obstructed. When you die, you'll respawn at the world spawn point instead of at your bed. In contrast, Bedrock Edition is much more lenient. Even if you cover your bed with a large number of blocks, you'll still respawn at or near it. You can place your bed deep underground. Will still find the edition both displayed and the player's experience bar is repeated. When you spawn a wandering trader in Bedrock Edition, it'll spawn as 2 llamas even when spawned using a spawn egg. In Java, you can spawn the wandering trader in without it holding onto llamas. Bedrock Edition is censored. In Bedrock, any offensive word you type gets censored. It happens in everything from writing on signs, renaming items in an anvil, or writing in a book and quill. No bad words are allowed on Bedrock. In Java Edition, renaming a mob while it's in a bucket will also rename the mob mob when you place it. However, this feature is actually only in Java. In Bedrock Edition, renaming the bucket won't affect the mob's name. Once you place down the renamed bucket of axolotl, the name tag won't apply to the axolotl, and your bucket name will be reset. I just got scammed! If you fly into water while wearing an elytra in Java Edition, the elytra will still be equipped, and you'll be in a weird hybrid between swimming and flying. You can even dive into the water and hold spacebar to make it look like you're walking upside down in the water. But if you try the same in Bedrock, the elytra just gets deactivated as soon as you enter water. Lily pads are slightly thicker in Bedrock Edition compared to the completely flat ones in Java. If you try to place blocks below the void in Bedrock Edition, you'll get a warning message. In Java Edition, attempting the same simply won't let you place the blocks, but no message will appear. If you punch a pufferfish in Java Edition, the pufferfish won't inflate. The Java pufferfish only inflates when you get near it. In contrast, in Bedrock, punching will cause the pufferfish to puff up. Haha, it's like a piñata! Oh, oops. In Java, if you place a block and break a block underwater, the nearby armor stand won't move. However, trying the same thing in Bedrock Edition will cause the armor stand to get pulled towards the water as it fills back in. If you carve a pumpkin in Java, you'll get 4 seeds. But if you carve a pumpkin in Bedrock, you'll only get 1 seed. Come on! Nether stars have a special property in Bedrock Edition. Items typically despawn after 5 minutes of being dropped. However, Nether stars never despawn in this version. If you're evil, you could throw a ton of Nether stars that will lag your friend's world forever! If you look really closely and compare the chest models in Java and Bedrock Edition, you'll see that Bedrock Edition chests look slightly bigger. That's because the item textures are using older models from Pocket Edition, so they almost look like they're taking up a full block. I can't believe this doesn't exist in Bedrock Edition. In Java Edition, you can alternate ladders and trapdoors and still climb them. But in Bedrock, trying the same thing won't work. You won't be able to climb it. Water breathing has a magical property in Bedrock Edition. Here, if you splash an aquatic mob with water breathing, it'll actually survive on land. But this is more like an oxygen potion, not a water breathing potion. I don't recommend farming in the Nether, at least in Java Edition, because glowberries won't grow there. However, if you switch to Bedrock Edition and plant the same glowberries, they'll actually grow just fine. How does that make any sense? When you name a Vindicator Johnny, it'll start attacking all neutral mobs. However, they're a lot more ruthless in Bedrock Edition. These Johnny Vindicators will go after and kill baby villagers and even try and kill armor stands. What's wrong with these guys? In only Bedrock Edition, you can grow coral by using bone meal underwater anywhere. You don't need to be in a warm ocean biome. You can even grow coral in desert biome water. In contrast, Java Edition coral can only be grown if you're in a warm ocean biome. If you deal more than 2 damage to an entity in Java Edition, dark heart particles will appear around the mob. If you give yourself strength 255 and hit a mob, you'll see a bunch of those dark hearts appear. However, try the same in Bedrock Edition, and you won't see any dark hearts. When lightning strikes a lightning rod in Java Edition, the rod will briefly turn white. You can even use a debug stick to click on the lightning rod to make it permanently. release dates. But in Activate a Command Block in Java Edition, it'll by default have the @ symbol as the name. But in Bedrock Edition, command blocks by default have an exclamation mark as the name. I actually like that they have different names because the command block GUI between the two versions is vastly different. The Bedrock command block even has a delay option. In Bedrock, if a parrot is sitting on the player's shoulders, it'll actually prevent the player from entering a nether portal. You'll just stay in the nether portal without actually being teleported. But in Java, you'll be able to enter the portal and the parrot will go through with you. What server should I play on? In Java, if you want to find fun, popular servers to play on, you have to search online and look through server lists. However, Bedrock Edition has its own featured server list that you can easily hop on and have fun! In Java Edition, once a trident has been thrown and lands on the ground, dropping it onto other mobs will not deal any damage. This is because Java Edition only registers damage from the trident's initial throw. After it has landed, it essentially becomes an ordinary dropped item with no attack properties. However, in Bedrock Edition, the behavior is different. If you drop a thrown trident onto mobs, the game still treats it as an active projectile rather than a passive entity. This makes it possible to damage or even kill mobs simply by dropping a thrown trident on them. This item name is so long! That's because in Java, an anvil can rename an item a maximum of 50 characters, but in Bedrock, an anvil can only rename an item up to 30 characters. In Minecraft, when your pet dies, a sad death message usually appears. However, in Java Edition, you won't receive any message if pets like horses or llamas die, so you might not even realize they're gone. In contrast, Bedrock Edition shows death messages for tamed donkeys, llamas, trader llamas, horses, and mules, making it easier to know when one of them dies. The Void in Java Edition is actually deadlier, and it's for two main reasons. First, entities in Java start taking Void damage at 64 blocks below Bedrock, while in Bedrock
Devil May Cry.
Lying down after eating.
Ones as well, starting with this new idea for chains. All right, so if we take this and we combine chains to things, okay?
No way, dude.
Wait.
No way.
This is called chainstone. We can connect things up chains and have them just be like a single direction slime block.
Wait, like, if I'm standing on it, does it like move me?
Probably.
Nope. Push me.
Look at that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's working.
Talk about a bouncer. Yeah, you're not allowed in this club.
Yeah. No, stay back, pal.
All right, put a block here that we want to break. With the iron rod, you're able to break blocks in front of it.
Oh, wow. Does that even, huh?
So it has the mining level of an iron pickaxe. Yeah, if we take like one of our ores.
How?
Yep.
All right, well, that makes sense.
All right. Cool. But we can use obsidian for something else, Dan. This is an obsidian pressure plate.
All right.
So,
whoa!
This can only be triggered by players. Only. So like a stone pressure plate can be triggered by any entity.
But I see.
Like put the sheep on there. There you go.
Oh.
But only I can stand on that one.
Oh, cool.
So what does this mean? Like, are they saying that only players are heavy enough?
Oh yeah,
I'm
man.
pretty sure a wither could probably be a little bit heavier than me.
Time to find out.
They fly.
I guess so.
All right, well,
I guess they got.
So, this is where they are. I'm claiming what's mine.
I did it.
Can't carry you anymore.
Damn. Just a little longer. Come on. I must go before he loses completely. little longer. Hold on just a little longer.
Are you alright, B? You might want to take a break here.
Where am I? I'm losing my power. Gotta recover somehow. This dimension in my body. So, this is where they are. I'm claiming what's mine.
Magpagupit ta kaysa ng iga nga. Gamit na
Today, the contestants will be drafting an all-time NBA team using the best players of all time, a team using the best players from this season, and a team using only Lakers players but from any era. These guys are expert at any sport and have built some of the best teams ever. Starting off the the rankings in the NBA simulation will determine their seed in the 2K tournament. For example, the team that wins the NBA championship will be the #1 seed in the tournament. Whoever wins the NBA 2K tournament will have made the best NBA team of all time. Moving on to Cap. Cap got his LeBron. Second tier James, it is a big grab.
But the following contraries, these are true.
I would like to select Luka Doncic.
Oh, that's
Moochie?
We are going Steph Curry.
what?
Just yoinking him, bro, so no one else has him.
Zach with the Bulls.
I'm gonna go with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And Cash.
I'm definitely
Will Chamberlain. Jesse. Michael Jordan. Maybe Anthony Edwards.
Oh, no. I'll do Wilt Chamberlain.
That was already selected by Cash. Are you not saying it? Alright, I'll do it. Jokic has
got back on course.
We're back to Jesse. Yeah.
Oh, we finally made it out.
Have you drafted
That
before?
thing was
You think I
something
should
else,
get the
huh?
others? I'm
Let's
getting
avoid it if
Bryant.
possible.
Kobe B. Bryant.
I don't know how he's still available.
Zach. Alright, Cassius Stanley.
I'm gonna have to go with
Oopsie daisy.
third.
All dominant players on Cassius' team. Zach.
With my third pick, I'm selecting Cole High Leonard. Larry Bird on the board, he picked wide.
And Moochie. I'll let you take a guess who I'm selecting. Klay Thompson.
We are selecting Larry Bird.
Is that your favorite player? Or Jordan?
Okay, one of the whites.
Chris.
I'll be taking Slim Reaper, Kevin Durant.
KD. Wow. James. Back-to-back picks again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go weird and have fun. I'm gonna go Paul George.
Paul George.
But I'm gonna go Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie as his point guard.
Great pick.
James has made interesting picks in the past, and he has won the 82-0, so he can't
No time to worry about them.
I'll pick my doppelganger, Anthony Davis. Great pick, Chris.
And Moochie, go ahead and select.
We are picking Vince Carter.
Slam dunk champion.
You know you need a center, right? So after we're picking.
Here's throwing.
I'm gonna go Russell Westbrook. I actually like
MVP Russell Westbrook?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
97 overall. And Jesse.
I'm going with Tim Duncan.
Nice. And Jesse, with your final pick, you'll be selecting
Carmelo Anthony.
Wow.
Whoa. Dude, Jesse's got the whole. I'm not gonna lie, that's
Cash, final pick.
I am going with Tristan Brady.
T-Mac, Zach.
Final pick, Dr. Julius Erving.
Dr. J has been selected.
Oh, you got no shoes. What's what you think? Kawhi can shoot, Russell can shoot, Russ. This is all time, bro.
All right, Moochie.
Super duper selecting Victor Wembanyama.
Whoa. Chris.
Going all time here. Definitely not this year, please, Lord. Klay Thompson.
That was right there. You said Klay Thompson?
Klay Thompson.
And that was your pick, too?
Bro, he's A+ perimeter defense and like the best release in the game, bro.
You left James in a blender.
I'm gonna go Ray out.
James has another shooter, Ray out.
Slice
All right, guys. 14.
You tied you.
I agree. That's one vote from Mitchell. Yeah.
I think I have to.
Okay. 2 votes from Mitchell.
Here's
Zach.
throwing.
Okay. Mitchell, besides you,
Okay, let me see. That was long. It's all good.
Alright. Chris, who do you think it is?
Besides Moochie?
Yeah. Besides.
I have to go with the ring. Just the lack of
The best team?
not the worst side.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think Mitchell is the worst team, but the way he's going to coach it makes it the worst team, so I'm going to go with Moochie.
Okay. And who do you guys think has the best game?
I mean, you go position for position. Let's just compare it to Nathan's team. Michael Jordan's better than Shaq. Jokic is better than Steve. Kobe's better than Paul
My
George.
journey
Stephen's better than Kyrie. Carmelo's
is
better
coming
than Ray
to an end.
So you choose your own team. Okay. Cash.
I think I got the most complete team overall.
Okay. So Cash thinks he also has the best team. Zach?
On paper, I have to agree Cash has the best team.
Okay. Richie?
Shaq is my favorite. Seems the most fun to play with.
Chris?
I would have said James' team, but I'm not really liking the whole vibe of Shaq. I think Cash's team. Yeah.
On James?
I think Chris has the best team by a mile.
Okay.
We have put all the teams into NBA 2K and will simulate one season and the playoffs. Here's Jesse's team, here's Dash's team, here's Moochie's team, here's Chris's team, here's James' team, and here's Zach's team. Let's start it off. James, WWW. Is there anybody else in Boston? Since Jesse did win, let's switch to Jesse's team. Did he match it with anybody else? Not until the
Oh my god.
And took a dub against Chris. Took a dub against Cash as well. Took an L to the regular Nuggets.
Melo and Kobe battling for shots, bro.
Dude, pass to Jordan.
This is Jesse versus Chris.
Play your Washington all time.
God damn. LeBron got 39 and 10. Yeah, your team can't shoot threes.
You play against Moochie as well.
Vince Carter lost in that game.
How did he have 7 fouls?
3 for 22. Vince Carter should never be drafted again.
Let's switch over to Mitchell's team.
He's about to play me.
Oh, you lost to Zach?
Oh my god, Giannis. Oh my god, Kawhi.
Kawhi triple-double?
Okay, Vince stepped it up there. Moochie also lost against James.
Let's go, Shaq.
Big Shaq.
Overall solid scoring. Larry Bird almost a triple-double. Let's go through a whole 4 weeks with this team.
Let's go, Moochie. Come on. Let's go. Good W.
Moochie is dropping to the 5th ranked team.
Lost to the regular Heat.
Oh, the Lakers are scared of me right now.
Oh, and Moochie took the dub against Chris.
Look at Wembanyama turning.
He's still 0 for 6. He needs to stop shooting threes.
Damn it.
Luka triple double.
Luka was good.
Never last much longer without a refill.
Nah, KD was a mistake. Yeah, KD.
Oh, you play against Jesse.
Hey, honey. Need assistance?
Ready to get
What the hell's your problem?
Oh,
You trying to kill me?
man.
If you want a bitch, blame it on Lee.
Kevin's woken up.
She's behind the wheel.
Where is he?
Okay, enough with the suspense. What do you need?
Breaking point.
Split up again, huh? Much better alone anyway.
Riding high. Let's get airborne. What'd you say?